Hi, this is Steve Plotkin from Cognition Coaching, and throughout my sales career I spent loads of time in the car, as most salesmen tend to do, travelling up and down the motorway, doing sort of 40,000-50,000 miles a year, and listening to lots of tapes at the time, and then CDs and now MP3s obviously, but listening to lots of audio learnings from people like Zig Ziglar, like Brian Tracy, etc., teaching me the skills of sales, and they'd call it the Automobile University. And so it was one of the questions, I used to challenge my guys with when I used to manage sales teams was, how are you getting on with your automobile university? So for me, I thought, well, that's a great way to teach as well. I'm in the car a lot still as part of my business, and it'd be a really good idea to help teach small business owners in bite-sized chunks some really useful stuff, because it's really difficult to find the time to create content. But I'm sitting here now, pulled over after a meeting with a client, client's customer actually, which I want to tell you about in a minute. It was really good, and I'm sitting here in my little GTV, and I've got me McDonald's coffee, and I thought it was a great opportunity while I'm sitting here to make use of the iPhone and record a little bit of teaching for you. So I'm going to talk to you today about testimonials. Now, I went to see this customer of a client of mine to record a video testimonial. Now, hand on heart, my fault, obviously didn't outline to him in exact detail that it would be a video testimonial. I think he was under the impression we were doing something else. So as I pulled the video camera out of the bag, look of complete horror across his face, I'm not sure I can do a video testimonial, I'm not sure I want to appear on camera. So, I'll come all the way to do this. Well, I said, tell you what, how about I interview you and we do it on audio? So, top tip number one, get yourself one of these. Now this is a little dictaphone. This is an Olympus one, for example, and you can pick these up, Amazon, Currys, whatever. That's about 30, 40 quid, something like that, 50 quid depending on the model you choose, but cause hours and hours and hours of time on a little MP3 stick in here, and you can just download it to your computer. So I recorded him on audio with an interview. So I asked him some key questions about testimonials, and I'll talk to you about those in a minute. But I asked him some key questions about the testimonial. He answered them using this, and I can edit me out of it, so it's just him. I got really good sound quality as well, because as you can see here, I'm using a little microphone, and this is the same little microphone. This is again about 25, 26 quid on Amazon. So if you want to know what's a really good one, then drop me a line or connect with me on LinkedIn or Facebook. Cognition Coaching and Development, or you can get me on Facebook, that page there, or you can get me on cognition-coaching.co.uk, and just ask me and I'll send you, we've got a little report and it's got details of all of these type of products on there, and how to set your video studio up for under 200 quid sort of thing. So I'll send you one of those if you want it. But that little microphone I'm using at the moment to record on my iPhone, and obviously plugs into this as well. So I was able to get really good audio quality. And what I'm going to do is I've asked him to send me a copy of his logo. So I'm going to put that on a PowerPoint presentation, and I'm going to play, in essence, while that's on full screen, I'm going to play the video testimonial, or the audio testimonial, sorry, his audio testimonial behind it. So, and I'm going to ScreenFlow that, and that's a product called ScreenFlow for Mac, but if you're on a PC, the similar sort of thing called Camtasia, and I'm going to ScreenFlow that, or capture that video, which is just going to be a static shot of his logo with about a 90-second testimonial behind it of him talking. And I think that's still equally as powerful of seeing him on screen, because obviously it's the fact that he's this represents this big company that this client's really wanting to push out there for their website. So it's a great way for them to capture video for their website, a great way, a video testimonial for their website, and it means that I haven't embarrassed the customer or the client and the customer of the client, because he's got to appear on video and he felt really awkward about that. So everyone's a win-win, which is exactly what I like to do. I promise to talk to you about testimonials. There are a number of questions you can ask with testimonials, and I'm going to sort of ping this out on the blog at some point soon so you can grab this. But one of the first things you should ask people when you're asking them to do a testimonial, well, two important things here. Number one, make sure the first question you ask is, what was the reservations you had in dealing with company X or my company? What was the reservations you had when you chose us? Because that speaks to the prospects. If you want to speak to prospects who are looking for a solution to their problem or looking for a supplier, they're not interested really in hearing loads of people say how fantastic you are, because what else do they expect you to say? But they're actually thinking, I've got a few reservations about dealing with this company, or I've got a few reservations about picking a supplier. And if they've got watching a testimonial that says, hey, my reservations were this, this and this, but the result of working with this company was this, then that speaks to them directly, which is really powerful stuff. And secondly, because I'm asking the questions, if he then just answers and I edit me out, then it's going to sound out of context. So when you're asking a question, like you say to them, okay, can you tell me what reservations you had around working for Company X or giving Company X a contract, you need to ask the testimonial person, the person who's giving the testimonials, to feedback and repeat the question. So they would say, when I was looking for a supplier for my business, one of the reservations I had about talking to Company X was this. Right? So they repeat the question back. And again, when you get on the next thing to say, and what was the result of working with Company X? His answer needs to be repeating the question. So his answer needs to say, well, actually, on using Company X, the result has been fantastic, and this is the results of these. So it's important to get him to repeat that back, and it all makes sense, and you can edit you out, and it's just him talking. So I hope that makes sense. This is the first in a sort of in-car university little teaching thing I'm going to do. I'm trying to get them out sort of 3 a week out, put them on the Facebook page, trying to get them out on LinkedIn as well, and we'll host them on YouTube channel as well. So little snippets of useful stuff that comes out during the day. Might be random rubbish, but as I'm driving around from clients, but if I find it really useful stuff for you, I'm going to get it out on the blog for you to have a look at. For those of you who are sort of slightly safety conscious, you'll notice out the back window I'm not actually moving, so I will always do these while being stationary. I've spent a few years on the front line in the ambulance service, so I know firsthand what it can be like if you're not concentrating when you're driving. So rest assured, don't panic, I'm not going to do these while I'm driving along, so we'll always be parked up somewhere, and hopefully with my coffee. So I wish you the best, have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.